Salterbeck is on the west coast of Cumbria. You may have heard of Sellafield, everybody has. We're not far from Sellafield. It's near Workington and it's in the Salterbeck estate.
I'm a recent newcomer here, only been in Salterbeck for 32 years. Came from Perth in Scotland via 14 years in Manchester and was moved up to this area by my employer.
I lived in Workington and I moved on to Salterbeck in '73. So my opinion of Salterbeck, it was strange really because I didn't know anybody.
And when I was younger, many moons ago, nearly every household had someone working in the Musby Steelworks.
My father was a shunter on the railway. He used to drive the locomotives. My mother used to sometimes clean down there.
Yeah, they used to be a horse and cart come round, and they used to have goldfish. Rag and bone then, they actually used to shout rag and bone.
Yeah.
And if you gave them some clothing or whatever, they give you goldfish. And they used, to be a pig swill man. And my mum used to keep all the potato peelings and all the peelings and stuff. And he used to come round and he used to collect them to feed his pigs. And then he'd fetch you a piece of meat at Christmas.
You could walk out of one job into another without turning around and spending a day off work.
And he used to go for smush. Smush used to be like shelly stuff, and it used to make your coal that you bought last longer because people couldn't afford more than maybe one bag a week.
There wasn't much around here. You used to have to travel to turn around and get to work to get your bank loans. Bank loans used to be the nearest discotheques that was on in shoes and stuff like that.
I always thought there was a divide, that end and this end, because I don't think I knew anybody down that end at all.
The other side of the field?
Well, when I first came here, because the whole area was dominated by the steelworks, you couldn't miss it, you could see it, you could hear it. And Salterbeck was like two estates. I've always said this, you've got the backfield and Pool Road area on the east side and the Oval Centre on the west side.
And then of course when Oval Centre went up and there were all these different things, and it made a really big difference on Salterbeck.
And there's quite a lot of activities going on. You've got the bingo, if you want to come up for a drink, the bar, and the activities with the kids, it all seems to be focused around here.
But as far as Salterbeck community, and it is a community now, I think people meet a lot more. We know a lot more people now. And I think that generally everybody gets on with.
I think an awful lot of credit goes down to people like the SRA, the Residents Association, working in conjunction with Impact. Salterbeck's changed tremendously in the past 10 years.
I like Salterbeck, and to prove it, I've lived here for 63 years, so I've got to like something about it. I find that where I live, it's nice and quiet, but it's not off the beaten track so that I can't join in with other people who are mixing.
That's why I come back to Salterbeck, because it is, and it always has been, a community, and it's always had that community spirit from the past, even now.
Well, I like where it is because it's right by the sea, and because I take my dogs out and we walk straight from Salterbeck down to the sea, and it's just nice scenery, and I like that everything's kind of in walking distance, You can kind of walk to the shops and come to the Oval and you can go to school, and you don't have to like drive all the way into town just to get something.
Because I've grew up here, I've got loads of friends here, and like my school.
The majority of the teachers, they're good teachers, and you can talk to them about if you need help and things like that.
You can make loads of friends at Southfield and like get on with loads of people.
I like that there's like a massive green space, because like we moved here from Keswick where it was just like green everywhere, and it's still nice and green here. I'm a green person.
Also, it's like when we go to parties and that, there's loads of other different people there, like older people, younger people, and like when you come to like the Oval Centre, you just like walk about the streets and meet other people who like you don't really talk to, but you talk to them now because you've met.
Oh yeah, we've got uppies and downies.
What, sorry?
Uppies and downies.
Uppies and downies?
Yeah, Salterbeck we're uppies, aren't we? And then if you live towards Houghton, you're uppies, and if you live towards town, you're downies. And it's basically, is it just throwing a ball around?
You gotta
jumping on each other.
Yeah.
And you're getting the ball to like a certain place, that, and then that means you've won.
So what sort of stuff do you actually come here for at the moment then?
For the youth club and swimming, and I still come here for walks.
What do you like about Salterbeck?
Nothing.
Nothing?
No, I don't like it.
What don't you like?
There's like lots of people who just don't respect anything.
Well, I mean, the way that they don't really seem to have much to, I think that's the reason.
Sometimes like things go on at the like St Mary's with there's this pie and peas thing that goes on down there. Play bingo and all that. That's like a way.
What do you like about Salterbeck?
Chilling with my mates, going on decks, partying, and just stuff like that.
Well, I think we've got quite a good community spirit now that we did have in the past. And to improve it, I think it's about communication, and it's about perhaps using the Oval Centre a bit more.
I don't know. Get more people like to hang out together and do stuff like this.
What's happening today?
Like activities between like all the different generations.
For social events, I think what we've got to do, this is my own thoughts on this, to get together with the Harrington Youth Club and with the schools, both schools in the area, find out when they are putting activities on, and either all get together, make it one big activity, or else work on our own and not have our activities on the same day they're having theirs.
Or we do have a newsletter that goes out twice a year, and there are contact numbers in that. There's also the Impact Office where they can pop in, and we're on Facebook now, and we're looking at perhaps using more IT technology as a way of trying to get younger people engaged with us.
And what do you think of this place, this Oval Centre?
It's quite good because people, like my friends, used to have parties here and it used to be really good, and like used to just have lots of fun.
I think there's a lot of young ones on Salterbeck that have got a lot of respect for the older people.
Having these sort of activities is a matter of bringing people together and getting people to talk to each other in the different age groups.
Yeah, I think they need to share experiences and try to understand one another's.
And it's nice to walk down the street and say hello to people and for them to answer you back.
People have lived here like for there's like been generations of the family that have lived here, so like they know each other's family and stuff like that.
People here, if there's any problems on Salterbeck, they're always there.
Well, I like it because there's a good community spirit, and I live in a bungalow, and I find that if you needed anything, I'm sure you wouldn't have to go far for help.
And for me, the thing is keeping it where it is now and it making it even better in the future, whatever that may hold, because you can only go forward. We don't want to go backwards again.
Well, I think we should like organise more things for like everybody to do together, and then it'll get people like together and mingling.
If we had the money, I'd change the big park to what it used to be.
I'd make the mushroom bigger and better by making it bigger and better.
I would like to see more outdoor activities for the younger ones, because as much as they've got in here, I think younger ones, especially in the summer, they like to be outside.
That's why we need younger people in, because they've got more imaginative ideas.
We have worked together on this project for a while. When we were all talking about the difference of what life was like years ago, we decided to go to Beamish to see for ourselves. When we got there, we all went to the school. The teacher gave a lesson about old-fashioned school days.
Oh, you look like when I get the cane.
It's a good job things have changed. We all had a brilliant day.